Ronald Reagan was a man who said what he meant and meant what he said. It was leadership, pure and simple.
In good times and bad, Ronald Reagan embodied optimism. This is so true that I don't even have to tell you his favorite joke. I only have to repeat the punchline. There must be a pony in here somewhere.
When he saw evil camped across the horizon, he called that evil by its name.
Talking about the Cold War, and he said it's not complicated. The way I look at it, we win, they lose.
I was asked later, do you trust Putin? I didn't want to plagiarize President Reagan. I gave one of the great responses, trust but verify, and I wasn't quick enough to think of anything clever that didn't sound like plagiarism. So I said, yeah.
I will always see President Reagan as the last great gentleman of American politics.
The contributions that he made to this country were tremendous, but the contributions he made to the world were even greater.
Ronald Reagan understood that wealth came from the hard work and the intelligence and the creativity of free minds and free people and free markets. And Ronald Reagan trusted ordinary people to make better decisions in their lives than to rely upon Washington bureaucrats, and we should too.
Just when the Reagan Revolution was declared over, millions are being inspired to repeat it, to insist on it. And woe to the leaders in Washington today if they fail to respect it.
I love what Ronald Reagan said. I have to read these to make sure I get the quote quite right. He said, governments don't reduce deficits by raising taxes on people. Government reduces deficits by controlling spending and stimulating new wealth. That's what America's all about.
He was not a great president because he was afraid of his principles. He was a great president because he had principles and he never wavered from governing with them.
Ronald Reagan knew that in this country the issue was not right versus left, it was right versus wrong, and standing up for freedom is always right every time.
There's only Ronald Reagan could do. He shook his head and said, and they call me an actor.
He was a magnificent leader. And anytime I get a chance to speak about his record, I'm proud to do so. And when somebody says, Mr. President, I don't have to ask what president you're talking about. There's only one Mr. President, as far as I'm concerned.
History is going to be very kind to Ronald Reagan. When he was our president, ladies and gentlemen, we were indeed a shining city on a hill.
It is a great honor. I don't do a lot of these events. And I want to thank the people at the Reagan Library. You know, this isn't just a library. I consider this like a national town hall meeting place for people who remember the Reagan Revolution and think we need another. So, thank you very much.